I have a question first before my time starts.
If you could just state your name for the record.
Yes, I'm Barbara Spann. I'm Miles Spann's daughter. As many of you know,
And you're a Monroeville resident?
I am a Monroeville Fourth Ward homeowner and resident.
Welcome.
Part-time resident. Thank you. But my question before my time starts is, if you put something down for the camera, where do I put it?
Actually, where your laptop is,
Where your laptop is.
there's a sticker, right? There's a little X
See
with
the
tape.
X?
I do see the X. Is this off? Oh, I see. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, as some of you know, former Councilman Miles Spann died in these very council chambers a number of years ago. It's true, though, prior to that, he was responsible for securing the private grants to originally operate and make capital improvements for Bel Air, the pool, the park, the recreation center. And as he always said, it's for the kids. As you can see with everything I've put down here, decades of support. I'm the one in the picture. Bulldog Spann gets his way, kids get the pool. This was intended for the community. In a letter to the Turnpike Commission in 2018, though, you stated you wanted to memorialize Bel Air. You did, Mr. Little, I believe, and memorializing it is a good place to start. Miles Spann personally secured hundreds of thousands of dollars in private and nonprofit grants through the Escape Foundation and others for the betterment of Monroeville's family and children. In today's market, this privately generated funding would have a value of $1.7 to $2 million. That is no small change in support of Monroeville that he alone acquired. In alignment with the mission of the donors, with the donors and foundations, it supported programs like Camp Chippewa, midget football. It purchased the Jaws of Life, which is used by the fire department to pry open cars in accidents, saving lives every day. And the grants were catalysts for the first outdoor public skating rink, which was in Monroeville Park, I understand, since taken out. And for the Senior Citizens Center, for many of our parks, and of course, Bel Air. Don't just take my word for it. Here are some quotes. Few of us who know Mary Lou and Miles Spann know that besides foundation money, they've given thousands of their own money to the needy in Monroeville programs. Miles is a man who's helped people his whole life. That's from Jack Spielman. The Spanns are concerned about meeting and supporting needs that serve the interests of Monroeville residents, especially his efforts with the Escape Foundation. That's from Marshall Bond. Miles Spann gained nothing from this. His name is on nothing. No streets, no parks, not even Bel Air. But still, like anything where money comes into the municipality, it wasn't without controversy. There was a lot of argument over when and where and in what ward it should be spent, despite the original intent of the donors. And that's not unlike the controversy that's happening with Bel Air today. So when this controversy first came out, I looked into the facts. The fact is the Turnpike Commission provided preliminary engineering maps on the expansion, and this is the one to which I'm specifically referring, in 2015. That was 4 years ago. Now, I know that some of you mentioned, Mr. Harvey, that you all have a close working relationship, that there are meetings regularly held with municipal officials in our municipality and others. You've gone to every one of those, and at each one they have colored overhead pictorials with colored lines that show the affected areas. 5 citizens filed right-to-know requests under the law with the municipality to get copies of the information since 2015, including these maps. Yet providing those maps was refused. Also, 2.5 years of data from 2015 through mid-2018 was refused. And you're entering in a sale agreement when the real property value isn't known. I know you've done an independent appraisal, and I know the Turnpike Commission is offering $956,000. Allegheny County assesses the tax value at $996, so it's pretty much in line with the assessed value were it in private hands. But everyone in Pennsylvania knows that property value is based also on the gas and mineral rights underneath. Mr. Ratcher worked for the energy company that developed the plan in Penn adjacent to Bel Air. to drill under. So certainly he knows the mineral rights and who owns them. I'm really shocked that you don't. That's part of the value. Also, the municipality discussed the sale of the property 2 years ago. It was documented and reached an agreement in principle on the terms with the Turnpike Commission in 2018, but didn't tell the community until 2019. So 2 years after the discussions took place for the terms of this, which are documented, and more than a year after the agreement in principle, there's no plan to honor the original intent of these private grants and serve the community moving forward. So I like to wrap up by saying there is a mechanism by which if you are still planning on voting for this ordinance on Tuesday, there is a mechanism by which you can entrench the funds, the full funds of the sale of Bel Air and the other assets, the other $62,000, into a separate account designated purely for the originally intended use for the community, for the kids. I see some swimmers here today. Go. I used to swim at Bel Air too many years ago. I'm almost 60 now, but that was a long time ago. There is a mechanism that you have. So before next Tuesday, change the ordinance, add to it, and make sure that money is safely escrowed for the specific purpose, whether it's for building a pool at Monroeville Park or whether it is to designate it with full public access to the 3,000 people that buy daily passes each season to private pools. Designate it, protect it, put it in escrow so it can't be touched for any purpose other than the original intent. Thank you.